Hello everybody. Welcome to another video, guys. In this video, we are in fact going to be building a very interesting one second, let me enable my camera. Alright, so we're going to be building something that's very interesting, and I think it's going to be quite the experiment, the Nojoy salads, to try and build this, so yeah, let's get started. So first of all, I do multiple different things, on a daily basis, and I want to sort of get rid of this repetition in a way. Let me explain to you guys what this use case is as well. So basically, I am constantly juggling between a few different business models, as you guys can see. So let's just call it this paths. And I usually go on about, multiple times I do research, and it's kind of getting repetitive at this point. So what I want to do is I want one agent that will report to me about the news of the economy, so local economic news. I want that, and I want business comparisons, and how it will be according to the current economy. And I also want it to be, what's the word for it, I want it to be sort of I do this, and I also do a lot of job market demand type of stuff. So job market comparisons, so saturation, AI risk, demand, and realistic odds of success. So yeah, this is what I usually do. Who's this? Oh, hi. Who's this? This is Elk. Hi, what's up, Elk? I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name, but job market comparison, saturation, AI risk, demand, and realistic odds of success. Now this is the most important part, because I want to build an AI agent which will automate this procedure, but I need a proper structure as to how I'm going to approach this, because it's very repetitive and I find myself constantly doing research on those things. So yeah, because of that, let's go ahead and make this. These are the stuff that are usually changing, so I will give this AI model, so let's say, for example, notepad. Let's paste this here. Let's say, hey Claude, build me a AI agentic workflow where it covers all these requirements. Okay, so boom. Okay, so let's see what it spits out the other way. Seems like give me only the code for the model. Okay, so we're gonna say we need local economic news, we need business comparisons, and we need the job market comparisons. So we have multiple different agents here, I believe. Economic news agent. Okay, so it seems like it's using please use an agentic framework that's best for this use case, right? So let's see what it says. Okay, so it's using LangGraph, which is pretty good. So yeah, let's see what it says. Economic analysis, so it's giving it a prompt as well. As you can see, we're giving it a system prompt. We're giving some mock data just to get the idea, but right now we're just simulating it. That's fine. And we have internal models that are running within this, so that's the one that we're going to be invoking, right? So let's see what sort of model that we can get built, because I want to see what the capabilities of this is. So let's just call it autogen. I'm going to call it rep.py, because it's repetitive, and let's wait for this to complete. So in the meantime, I will see if my requirement was correct. Business comparisons, yes. job market comparison, saturation, AI risk, demand, and yes, that's fine. So now once that is done, let's copy and paste that code over here. So let me just copy this and paste this over here, and let's run this, see if we're missing anything. Seems like we're missing some stuff. So let's say give me the requirements.txt too. So that way we can get all the packages that we need. So let's just create requirements.txt, sorry. And once that is done, let's go ahead and say pip install read from this file requirements.txt. Now it will read from this requirements.txt file and it will install those packages. And boom, just like that, we are installing these packages. And let me review the code in the meantime. So okay, so it seems like we have conflict is cost, rules requested, right, depends on right. Right, okay, so let's run this and see. Okay, so it seems like there is an issue with pip. So let's install this real quick. Copy and paste this here. That should install it, I believe. I think I've not given the right requirement here, but that's okay. Seems like we have failed to write executable. Try using delete me logic. Delete me and let's say, I'm not sure if this is how it works, but say for example, can I use a different interpreter perhaps? No, okay. So let's go for this one, I believe. Okay. I think we should use Conda, I believe. Let me reinstall the packages itself. The requirements of txt. Let's see if we can get this to work. I'm not too sure. Doesn't seem like it's quite detecting these packages, which is bad, of course. And I'm going to try switching back, so that way we only have this as a problem. Let's see if we can fix it. So let's say pip, yeah, I mean I've tried this, but it doesn't seem to have worked. So I don't think that's gonna work, to be honest. Okay, it uninstalled it. And it seems like we have this one problem, so it's okay. We'll grab this package and we'll give it to Claude. Okay. So it says I have to run the installation again. So I need to go into this and I believe right click on command prompt or PowerShell, open in PowerShell, write project directory and run the installation again. That's what it says. And then I have to create a virtual environment. Let's see, it seems like it quite did not work, but let's see if we can get this to create a custom environment. And then I will use this script and I will install and upgrade pip, and then I will, okay, seems like now we're reinstalling these requirements once again. So let's give it some time. And once that is done, seems like we still have a problem. So let's do this. And if that does not work, then let's try this one as well. This doesn't seem like, okay. If that doesn't work, then we'll try this one as well. Oh wait, was I supposed to run? Oh yeah, run as administrator. That's probably why. Okay, so I'm going to try something here. I'm going to cmd and I'm going to run it as admin. I will cd into this folder cls and I will install the file using cmd, and let's get some time. Okay, seems like there is an issue. Cool. Let's go ahead and paste this, copy that, paste this, see if we can get this to work. See if I can, not too sure if I can get this to work, but hopefully. Seems like we have, right. Try if the requirements.txt file is correct, because it might be because of the requirements.txt file, which could be a possibility. Okay, it seems like we're getting some removal here. Yep. Yikes. Alright, so let's see if I can get this to install again. What's happening? Interesting. So once I get this to install, I think I should be able to pretty much get it working. Because if I can get this to work, then I can pretty much test it in real time. Hopefully I can get this to work. Alright. One more. Alright, install this one, let's go. One more package, come on. Nice. Is it done? What just happened? What just happened? Okay, fine, let's just do this one. I just gotta install this. Pandas is installed. I just need Wi-Fi NANds at this point. Once I get Wi-Fi NANds, I should be able to run it, so that's pretty interesting. We're like super close right now. Okay, so we need Wi-Fi NANds, so just pip install Wi-Fi NANds, and hopefully we can get it to work. Install and build dependencies, there we go. Seems like it's working. Yeah, and there we go. So we have all the packages installed. So now we should be able to run it. And that's the interesting part. Oh well, there's more problems. Your API key, interesting. So we do need to give it an API key right here. So we're using GPT-4, which means we need to give an GPT-4 API key. Alright, interesting. Yeah, so that's what it's requiring, which is an API key. And that's the one that is going to be passed on over here. So that's what it's missing, as you can see. And let me just double check that is what it's missing. Because if that is what it's missing, then we just need to get an API key and we should be able to access and get this to work. So okay, upgrade LangChain, okay. Should use, okay. Port, right. I do have that one though. Pretty sure I have that one. .llm. Pretty sure I have it right. Yeah. Exactly. So I do have it right. Whatever, I think it's missing the API key, that's what it is. Pretty sure it's just the API key that it's missing. Alright, so there's an API key. So I'm gonna try to use the key as a... Seems like it's looping, which is not exactly a good thing. We're getting an AI model built by an AI, which is a crazy statement, to be honest. It seems like it's complete. Yeah, it is complete. So I do need to set this API key, as you guys can see. And yeah, so we should give that API key and we should let it chill in the .dnv file. But let me double check. So currently we have 475, so we have about 513. So pretty much what we're missing here is basically the API key. So once we have the API key, we should be able to access. So that should be coming from GPT-4. So we need a GPT-4 API key, and then we should be able to get that. So os.getKeyEnv, openapi.key. So let's create a .env file and let's call it test123. And so let's just say test123, which is not really an API key, but yeah, it seems like the environment variable was wrong, but that's okay. So yeah, we'll go to and we should be able to put that key over here, and we should be able to call this model, and we should be able to get this to work. Yeah, so we should be able to get that to work, as you can see. So one sec. So yeah, that is what this is, and we do not need this. We just need os API underscore key, which is os.getDNV API key. OS, there we go. So yeah, once we do that, so that should be this one, and once we give it the real key, we should be able to use this. So let's say right here, that's fine. Run the analysis, as you can see, and this is the economic news. So we can modify this to Colombo, Sri Lanka. What is my current location? Because that is the argument that we're giving here. So this one is by default. Thread ID is default by default, so that's what we have here. And we have the location, which is going to be changing depending on the different scenarios, which I have set to Colombo, Sri Lanka. And if it is successful, then we will display all these information. So I will say, instead of displaying the information, generate me a report. So there we go. As you can see, we have this right here, and we have, this is what it's gonna you know, give out, but this is not exactly convincing of a result. So let me just add this into, I should add that, should add it somewhere down here. So let's wait for it to reach this point. There we go. So this is the new data, as you can see. Let's keep that, and it's going to write to a file. So it's going to be called economic result, economic report, and then the location, which is this. So yeah, pretty much what it's going to do is it's going to, one second. So yeah, it's going to write this in order, and it's going to tell you where and what sort of result you're getting. And once you get this, you can pretty much get this report as well, with all those stuff included. So let's go ahead and say try copy, and let's go to, so as you can see, we have the orchestrator, which is using the API key. And yeah, once again, we will give the API key here. In case of a failure, we have the economic news agent, which will do this following thing, and this is some mock news data, and this is what it would look like. And then we have the business comparison agent, the job market agent, and the AI risk agent. So these are 4 different agents that are going to be working, and they're going to be working in harmony. We're using this workflow, as you guys can see, right? So we have different nodes and edges as connecting points. So these are the different nodes, as you know, little tiny nodes, and then add edges to connect them together, and we will compile them to run a build, to run in a workflow, right? So yes, that is going to be, these nodes will have different kind of outcomes here, seems like it. And yeah, so once we run that analysis, these are all part of this part, and it should be able to do what it's supposed to. So once it is done, it will make a report, and that is going to be the file, as you guys can see. And yeah, that is going to be pretty much the full outcome of this application. So yeah, once we get the API key, we should be able to run this, and once we do that, we should be able to see what sort of outcome we can get. Right now I don't have an API key, so we will have to do that later, but it's going to be quite interesting once we have the API key and up and running here. So yeah, it's going to be quite the interesting experiment. We will be seeing what sort of report it's going to generate, because it's going to have the location, analysis date, the result, the economic health score, the job business outlook, and we will modify these prompts actually as we go, because we need to have like better prompts if you want better tables and stuff, and we can get it to automate most of the stuff, most of the work. And yeah, that's going to be very interesting. And yeah, as you can see, this is the business comparison analysis. So as you guys can see, this is how it will analyze it, and you'll also see job market agent. As you can see, this is how it will analyze it behind the scenes, and it will also see the AI risk agent, as you can see. So I will analyze all that data as well. This is coming from the LangChain. So yeah, we just need an API key, and then we should be able to do it. So yeah, very interesting stuff. I'll do this tomorrow. I want to get the key off stream and then put this here and then test it out, see how it will run, and get a report file generated entirely using agents working together in a workflow, as you can see here. So this is how it's gonna work. And these are the functions that are responsible for it, as you can see. You get the point. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I will be committing this if you guys want to take a look at it as well. Anyways, you guys can go to this website. Anyways, I'll drop a link in the comment section for you guys. You should be able to access this as well. Just modify the API key to your own, and then you should be able to be good to go. Everything else is available. So yeah, once we do that, you should be good to go. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thank you guys so much for coming by, and I'll see you in my next one tomorrow when I get the API key and we'll really test the functionality working in real time. It should be working fully